everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. I shoot with a couple of different camera systems, including the Canon RF mount system, and I had some overheating trouble a few weeks ago when I was shooting a football game, but I have not updated my firmware for a long time. I'm still on version 1.50, I believe it is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and test this camera to see how long I can record before it overheats, and then I'm gonna update the firmware, and then I'm gonna run the same test again to see if it helps. So let's jump into it, and here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on both cameras at the same time here, and I'm gonna let the R5 run until it overheats, and we'll see how long it takes before it shuts down. Okay, as we can see here, we're at about 1853 and we have gotten our first overheat warning. Let's see how much longer it can record before it finally shuts down. All right, that's it. It is done. It's finally died. All right, everyone. Well, it went for about 25 minutes, as we were able to see, before it finally went ahead and overheated and shut down. So yeah, that's really nice to see. I was expecting it only to last about 15 minutes because, well, that's what it said, but I was starting off with the camera completely cool and, you know, just going from scratch. So I'm gonna go ahead and update the firmware now, and then we'll make sure the camera is nice and cool and ready to go again, and then we'll run the same test over again and see how it performs. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Lexar, who sent me a couple of CF Express Type B cards, or they provided me with a couple of CF Express Type B cards so that I can actually do this testing and make sure that I have enough space when I'm recording onto my Canon R5. So they make these in various capacities. I have a 2 terabyte, a 1 terabyte. They also believe I make a 512 and some smaller capacities there. So definitely check them out for your needs, your memory card needs, if you have an R5 or another camera that uses a CF Express Type B card. So yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get this firmware updated and then run this test again. Okay, now that the firmware is updated, let's just go ahead and verify it in the camera, and then we're gonna change the high heat temperature setting in the camera so that we can then re-record our test. So here we are. Let's just go ahead back over to the little wrench icon there, and then we will make sure we're on page 6 so that we can see our firmware update, and it does show we are on version 1.90. We can click that again, click the set button so we can see the camera is on version 1.90, and yeah, it says so there's no memory card in there to do a firmware update, but there's not one required because we just updated it. So all right, let's go ahead back over here to our camera icon, and now we want to scroll over to page 7, I believe it is, or page 8. And right here, you'll see where it says auto power off temperature standard. We want to click that, and now we're going to have an option to go high. So you can see it says recording times may be extended. Please be careful when touching the camera and the card, as they may get hotter than standard. So we're going to click OK, and now we have that on. So let's go ahead and re-record the test and see how it does. Okay, I'm re-recording the test now. As we can see, I have my timer going, and one thing I noticed immediately when I started up my camera after the software update, the firmware update, and that was it no longer showed that I had 15 minutes available for recording. It showed that I had 30 minutes, or 59.59. So yeah, it's showing, it jumped automatically from 15 to 30 minutes. So let's see if it goes all the way through those 30 minutes and even longer possibly. All right, well, we are getting close to that 59.59 mark there, where it's going to automatically cut off. So as soon as it does, I'm going to hit the record button and start it right back up without any delay. Okay, so it stopped and I started the recording again, and it looks like there's about a 3-second gap between the timer on the iPad and my recording here. So if it says it's at 30 minutes and 34 seconds, it's actually about 30 minutes and 31 seconds. So anyways, it is still going. I haven't gotten a heat warning yet, and I've already recorded 30 minutes. So we'll just see how long this lasts. Hopefully I think I may have to swap out memory cards on my Sony here because I'm at 27 minutes left, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and dump this memory card because this Canon is recording for a long time now. Well, everyone, that went way better than expected, and this camera did not overheat. Now, I did have to stop the recording a couple of times because, well, there is still a 29-minute, 59-second limit on there, so after that, you have to stop it. And so I stopped it, or when the camera stopped, I immediately hit re-record or record to keep it going. And then when it stopped again, I had to swap out the battery because the battery actually died. And then I had to swap out the memory card even because it just recorded for so long. So yeah, pretty impressive. I have to say, the camera did start to heat up some. I didn't feel like it was uncomfortable. I've known some people said that their R5s have gotten really hot, like it was almost painful to touch. My camera didn't get that warm, and I didn't even get a warning sign on the screen, like a heat warning sign letting me know that it was about to start overheating. So it just never did. I have to say, I'm pretty confident that I can take this camera with me and do a full-blown interview and not have to worry about it overheating. So yeah, anyways, there you go. I do have to say shout out to Lexar for getting me getting some memory cards in my hand, these these CF Express Type B cards. I have a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte card. They are fantastic. They allowed me to be able to record for these really long periods of time. Otherwise, I'd be switching out memory cards every few minutes. So shout out to Lexar. I appreciate you guys over there. So anyways, I'm gonna leave links to, well, the R5, and I'll leave links to the firmware on there, and I will definitely leave links to these memory cards because they're incredible. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.